If you want to come over and eat pizza.
Sounds good.
What's up, guys? Atrial here. We are missing one guy today.
Just a guy.
He decided to pass away.
Fell off the cliff.
Oh my god.
He drove his rascal scooter right off the end of that cliff.
R.I.P. Edgar Allan Poe.
Caught COVID on the way down, and then just stricken down by Proud Boy counter-protesters.
Alright, none of that shit.
Sorry.
Anyway, if you want him to get well as soon as possible, make sure to leave a like on the video.
Maybe he'll appear next week.
Ring that bell.
Ring the bell.
One
Also-
sub equals one prayer.
One sub equals one prayer. Yes, exactly. Also, before we get started, I just want to say, thank you to those of you who have bought our EP this last week.
Oh, that was sick.
We really appreciate it, and it's still there. So if you want to buy it again,
Chewy actually ate this week because of that.
Yes. We actually decided to give him a little bit of food.
They gave me one Cheerio.
Yep.
We have this little cage that we keep him in. We let him out every once in a while. But yeah, thank you to everybody, and all of our music is down below, so please check us out and check out our merch. We got hoodies, we got hats, we got shirts, everything on there, mugs, stickers, you name it. But
He
today,
literally just listed everything. I don't think there's any more stuff than that.
tank tops, beans.
Oh shit.
Stop naming it.
Yeah, I could go on, man. But anyway, today we're just going to talk about, what it was like making Havoc and making all of our music videos, because, it was a huge process for us, and, really the video for Broken Glass was kind of the closing chapter on the Havoc EP, and we are hard at work on new stuff for you guys, and hopefully that'll be
He's like talking to a church. You feel that?
Is it the reverb in the
No,
room?
I feel like the way he's like talking.
He's preaching.
Yeah, he's preaching though.
I'm preaching, man. I'm preaching to our audience here.
Why is he talking to us like that?
Take two.
Anyway, so Broken Glass is kind of the end chapter, the bookend to that EP. Zeb, he really joined the band in February of this year, but my man has been a part of it since the very, very beginning. So he has input on all of this as well.
Zeb was at our first music video. He was at the video shoot for Odd One Out.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, so Zeb's been a part of this.
He was taking phone footage for us to upload pictures and whatnot. Yeah, so I mean, Jesus Christ, we've been doing this a long time at this point.
We've been doing this for about 2.5 years now. So we're picking up steam slowly but surely.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, we've been doing this for going on 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a minute sometimes, and we got a lot of stuff coming out.
The thing is, for our entire first year, I don't know, it didn't feel like it took off as much as Havoc did. I don't know why, because it definitely did. We played good shows. We played the Danny Warsnop show before Havoc came out.
I know.
So
And
that's something that's crazy to me.
Thankfully, we were able to draw a bit of a crowd to the area.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of led us to doing that, but we really haven't started seeing, granted, we're still little baby band. We're still really tiny.
We're a little baby
band.
baby band.
But we're seeing growth, and it feels really good. And whenever we first started, we couldn't imagine that we would be at the point where we are now. Truth be told, we've experienced things and done things that we never would have thought would have happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And to think that we did, going back to the first EP, when we opened up for Danny Warsnop, that was the height of that EP.
For those of you who don't know, that's the lead singer, Asking Alexander, who is one of our huge inspirations.
And to think after that, we released Havoc. We did that without releasing our EP that we did, which was a step up. So, on the Havoc EP, we got, Critical shouted us out. That's probably bigger than the fucking Danny show.
To me, it is.
It's definitely bigger than the Danny show.
And thank you to all of you who are sticking around from that.
Yeah, that's actually sick, man. You have no idea how much all that graciousness means. Because, being in a band is a lot like being a dude who lives off of one compliment for his entire life. You get a couple of guys coming and saying some good shit, and you're like, dude, this just kicks ass.
Yeah, it's insane that we've had people reach out to us as much as they have and like comment. Like everybody's so nice, and it's really motivating.
Yeah,
Like,
it really is. Because, I mean, it gets demeaning, like, feeling like eventually you're doing it all for nothing. I mean, you're doing it. I mean, we're doing it for ourselves, making music. I mean, we wouldn't do anything else. But it really feels good to know that other people enjoy it. And, you know, metal's not really a thing from where we are, like, from a lot of people. So, I mean,
yeah,
it takes a lot of reaching out.
Yeah, as far as we know, we're like the only like metal band in our area. I mean, we've definitely, there are some others, but like metal bands come and go and stuff, and we're kind of the ones that are just kind of like,
It's very niche here.
It's very niche, and you know that's why we want to be able to like do this more. We want, once this whole virus ends, we want to be able to like go and do shows and tour. That is our next step. We want to be able to tour, and all of you who are supporting us and purchasing our EP and our merchandise, like all of that is helping go towards that. Helping us fulfill our dream of, going on the road and playing and meeting all of you. I mean, who cares if it's only like 5 people in the audience? I mean, either way, that's like awesome. But we get to travel and play music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's our dream.
It is. But hopefully, I mean, the thing is that as hard as it was before, it's going to be even harder to do that now.
Yeah.
That you can't even book local shows, much less booking a string of shows off the East Coast or out west or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, especially with all the venues that have had to close, like full-time career venues.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
really upsetting.
Yeah.
But that's also why we're going full force into putting content on YouTube. Now, we're not going to be like, a lot of bands just put out music and that's what they rely on, which that's cool in your own right, but we want to do more than that. We want to offer you guys content. Like, we're musicians, we're a band first, but we want to offer you content weekly. Like these YouTube videos and like all of our social media stuff we do. Like Matthew does live streams on Twitch like so many times a week.
Shoemang 17.
Shoemang 17. Like, we do a lot of different stuff, and we just always want to like keep you guys, with us, and we want to build on this.
Do mediocre speed runs.
And once this is all this virus stuff is over, like hopefully we'll be able to come see you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
I just want to play a show again really bad.
I know,
Yeah.
we all did.
I'm so anxious to play one.
I still haven't got to play a show with you guys.
I know, it's really
We haven't had one Christopher on the set either.
yeah, we haven't had Christopher on the set for a show yet.
I lose my mind.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We are thinking about. Let us know if you'd be interested in seeing us do like a live stream live show, because we've been tossing that idea back and forth. We may do it after we release our next single.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to do that. That shit's hard to pull off, though.
It is, but we'll do it if you guys want us to.
Yeah.
Like, we really, really want to be playing again, and we're going to offer you guys as much stuff as we can. But anyway, back to like whenever we were writing Havoc. So I think the first thing I sent you was definitely Your Turn.
Yeah. So Your Turn came first, and then
Wasn't it Wide Awake?
and then we came with Wide Awake. But at the time, it was called Han Shot first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your Turn's always been Your Turn.
We have a lot of fun demo names.
we do. And it was really weird because William wrote the intro to Wide Awake up until the drums come in, and after that intro, what William had jotted down was a completely different song.
Yeah.
And then he and I just sat down and rewrote it from the intro up because the intro sounded great. And we wrote that song, and we wrote that instrumentally in one sitting, if I'm not mistaken.
We did. And
That doesn't happen too often.
It doesn't. And like Your Turn and stuff, I sent you it, and that was like a good starting point. That was like, okay, this is cool, so let's work from that. Then me and you wrote Wide Awake, and everybody was digging it.
And then I went to Clemson, and me and Topher wrote Broken Glass.
Yes.
That's how that went down. Here's what's actually insane. If I'm not mistaken, Killing You Inside and Havoc were both instrumentally written on the same day.
Really?
I'm pretty sure that happened because I remember we were about to come, pick the songs. We never told them this. we were about to come pick the songs to go on the EP. And I texted them and I said, I'm going to be a little late. I'm busy writing a song, and that song was Havoc. That shit was written in 35 minutes.
This is our banger.
Yeah, and I texted William. I was like, I just wrote a song, and he's like, I just wrote one too today. So that's actually crazy. I never thought about that.
Oh yeah, and like I remember you brought me Havoc, and the only thing was that the verse was completely different.
Yeah, the verse was different.
Yeah, the verse was different, and we
I still
rewrote
have that.
Yeah, and then after we had all the instrumentals and stuff like that, we started getting into. At the time, it was me, Clayton, Matthew, and Christopher. We would get onto Discord and we would just write the lyrics in a Google Doc. All of us just sitting there on our own computers at homes. And we would just start typing in the lyrics and like.
It's a really effective way of doing it because I mean, Jesus Christ, just meeting all together is kind of aggravating sometimes, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, all of us had our own input into it, and like we all contributed to it, and then we went through a bit of a process finding the right producer for the album.
Yeah.
And
we did.
The first guy we went to, he's great, but he's more of a traditional style of recording, which is fine. But we needed somebody who could like cater to using stems and stuff like that. And so we found that, and I think it worked out really, really well. And so we got it recorded, and I remember, how fast did we get that thing done? Was it 2 or 3 sessions?
It was 3.
It was 3.
It was 3 because the first 2, you guys were the first 2 plowed guitar, and then halfway through the second one, we were able to do some vocals, and then we had to come back again for another vocal session.
Yeah.
Yep. And I remember you screamed your little heart out.
Oh no, I screamed so hard. We got 3 songs done in one day. The second session, we got the majority of the first 2. I think the first 2 were Your Turn and Broken Glass, and then the next session was Killing You Inside, Havoc, and then Wide Awake. Wide Awake was the last one we did.
Oh my god.
And so Killing You Inside was done. I was fine. I did that one right, and then we got to Havoc, and I kept going like, Clayton, am I doing this rhythm right? And then
oh yeah, dude. Here's what happened. I was in Greensboro whenever y'all went to do that session. I wasn't even supposed to be there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And then I drove 4.5 hours down from Greensboro to Aiken to make sure Havoc turned out the way I had envisioned it in the chorus.
Yeah.
And glad I did that.
Well, there was actually a lot of things that I did change from Havoc from you sent me the demo.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of like rhythmic stuff that was completely different, and I changed a couple words around. It was in the it's in the first like I guess pre-chorus kind of thing where it goes, "I'll kill you, I'll just take care of my legacy." Before that,
you had like
I said the voice.
syllable.
I said the voice of Calamity.
The original lyric was a header behind is the voice of clemency, and he changed it to voice of calamity.
The voice of Calamity.
And that fits a lot better.
Yeah. So, rhythmically there were some things that were different, but when Wide Awake, when we started to record Wide Awake, we already knew how that one wanted to go. Because
that one was pretty smooth.
We sat down and we're like, okay, this is how it's going to go. The only thing that was kind of hard was what we changed the lyrics a good bit. That was the only thing that because I still remember that we used to sing I Spread Wide Awake.
Yeah.
And so we were like, I don't know how I feel about spread.
Yeah.
So we ended up changing it to Eyes Held Wide Awake. And that was the one that I feel like me and Topher kind of did a lot of like bouncing like a bunch of ideas with like lyrics in our head back and forth. But whenever it came to recording it vocally, I was shot. And so I think that was probably my best set of screams because it was just straight raw. There was nothing clean about it at all because I was hurting to do it.
Yes, I remember being like literally like asking like, "Are you okay?" Like obviously you needed water and everything, but like it sounded like it was you were about to start bleeding.
It was rough, but it was fun.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I got it out though.
And then we immediately went into like, okay, we've got to get a music video done, and Wide Awake was the one we all decided, okay, this is probably the most us like first song we should do. It fits best. and we ordered so much stuff, and we used my garage, which is right below us right now. I bought these like giant black drapes and stuff like that, and my university that I just graduated from, they were gracious enough to let me use some of the lighting equipment.
And some of the sound, right?
Huh?
Did we use any of their sound stuff? Or no?
No, we used all my sound stuff.
Yeah, it was just the lighting.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and so yeah, we did that, or we got all that set up, and Zeb was a big part of that.
Yeah.
Running sound and running those lights. So did Blake, our manager Blake. He everybody came in clutch. That's for sure. And yeah, we think it turned out really well. Like, of course, it's really dark. Like, this was our first venture into us doing that by ourselves.
Yeah.
Which was really daunting.
Yeah. And
It's also the entire album of Havoc is the progression of how long my hair has gotten.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because at first it was like I had like a bowl cut, and it was just like slowly getting longer.
Oh yeah. But okay, I have a good question here. So, Zeb, you were kind of like, you were able to look at it more objectively. Like, what were you thinking whenever you first heard what we did? Like, were you impressed? Were you like, how were you feeling about it? Just be honest.
Was I impressed?
Like, how did you feel about it? Like, were you liking it? Were you digging it? Like,
when Havoc came out?
Yeah. With the EP.
I listened to, all of y'all's stuff leading up to that point, and I really liked it, but I could tell that every song that came out was pulled in one direction by one person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I could tell the poppier stuff was pulled by you two. And I could tell, like, the other stuff was typically pulled by Clayton.
pretty much.
Right? I could kind of tell who wrote each song.
Yeah.
Whereas, I liked all your stuff, but it was, like, stylistically...
Yeah, kind of
jarring. Yeah.
So when Havoc came out, I sat down and I heard the demo that you had just got, and I was like, oh wow, that's what this band sounds like. And I sat down and listened to the whole thing, and it was the best thing that I had heard from y'all. I was just grinning the whole time. So it was really cool, and I was just insanely excited. And with that album, it's like it's what this band sounds like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's all of y'all. It felt totally stylistically cohesive, like a band had written it, as opposed to a dude in a band wrote it.
Yeah.
I feel that. We just had to figure out what our sound was, and we just had to go towards it. I'm kind of curious of what's going to be now because you're added into it, and you're going to be into the writing sessions and stuff like that. I'm just kind of interested.
I have listened to Havoc so many times, just on my own. Just in the car, I'll just listen to the whole thing, and every time I'm like, man, this is really good. And I'm also like, I want to be able to write, and I don't want my ideas to stick out. Whatever.
Well, it really shouldn't stick out. It'll just be like a different terminal thing.
Yeah, well,
because we're all going to write in it.
Yeah, like your idea and stuff like that could be the catalyst to like what we But we're working on stuff and like it's all like so far we only have like a few things, but it's coming along. I promise.
I just remembered something.
What?
So it was before whenever we were doing the writing session before we went to the Good Studio. So your turn was like the last song we wrote for like vocally and like for melody and everything like that. Because the day before we went to the studio, I said, all right, I'm gonna switch something up for the chorus, and so that I completely changed everything. So there was some some melody stuff that we changed and some lyric stuff that we changed too. I remember the week before we went, that's when we actually figured out what the verses were gonna sound like.
Yeah. That's true.
Wow.
And then I think
it's such
our
a
first
funky
session
verse.
right before we got to our first session with LaShawn, who is the guy who mixed who recorded us and mixed us at Digital Halo. So before we went and sat down with LaShawn, I think it was 2 nights before, we finally figured out what the chorus was too.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like the best way that this band works is to literally like set a date.
Yeah.
And like a date that we're like, it's not like, we need to be done by this day. It's like, no, like we're recording on this day. Like that's how we get stuff done.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And I've heard like setting hard deadlines will be a way to actually get something done.
Oh yeah.
I did a masterclass at FMU, and the guy said, "What the best way to learn a lot of songs really fast is to book a gig."
Oh, I can attest
That's
to that.
accurate. Good God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My first solo show I booked, dude just called me and asked me if I wanted to go play there, and I was like, yeah. He wanted me to play like the week after, that we booked it, and I learned fucking like 35 songs in 1 week.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's just how you got to do it. But yeah, so the next thing we did, I don't think there was much we did in between the music video for Wide Awake and Havoc.
No, I mean,
We were promoting it as much as we could.
yes, there is. I know exactly what we did. We played the fucking Holiday Havoc show.
We played the holiday.
Okay, yeah. So I totally forgot. We
last
actually
shows
had
we
one.
played.
Yeah.
No, we had 2 shows.
Oh, yeah, no.
Andrew
Oh, yeah,
said.
you're right. Because we had our
yeah.
our headlining show at 507, and then we went to New Brooklyn the next day.
The thing was, the Holiday Havoc show that we headlined,
You can
it was largely a disaster.
Oh, I've got a story for loading in the recording gear. So, me and our friend Andrew Pellegrini, who makes the live videos, I forget which one it is, but he's awesome.
It's Wide Awake. Is the one we had out from that.
So, we show up at the time you told us, I think it was like 5.
Yes.
Something like that you had talked to the guy who ran the bar. So, we get up there, the building is seemingly empty.
Of course it is. That's how it works.
So, we were knocking on the door, we're getting no response or anything. Another car pulls up, and I'm assuming he's a cook because he's wearing a hairnet and an apron. And he was like, "What are y'all doing here?" And we said, "Oh, we're here to load in. We were with one of the bands last night. We talked to the manager." And he was like, "All right." He went in a side door, locks it behind him, walks out. We hear some talking. I hear a yell. And then the manager comes out with a crowbar, walks out of the side door, walks over to the main door, pries it open with the crowbar, and he's like, "All right, y'all go ahead and load it."
Shut up, Caroline.
Dude, that sounds about hard for the course.
Yeah. And I was like, "All right, cool."
Oh yeah, we played so many shows there, and that the stuff like that is.
Christopher almost got shot.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Christopher almost saw a gun that night, too.
Christopher got a gun pulled on him at that show.
Yeah. So needless to say, we're never going back there ever again.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
I refuse to go back there.
I'm not gonna sit here and let's not name the bar. But,
No.
But
I think I said it at the beginning.
We'll cut it out.
Whatever.
But that was it. But the next night at New Brooklyn, that was a very, very fun show.
That was the best show we've ever played.
We weren't the headlining band, but we were like we were on the bill. We played for 30 minutes. Everybody did.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
You were feeling good in that show, weren't you?
Oh yeah, you felt like shit.
Yeah,
that day.
I felt like shit, but it was still a good show. Like there were people there, you know.
There was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
That was the only show where I was able to be heard.
Yeah. That was a really good show. I wish we recorded that one.
Speaking of you feeling bad at shows, I remember coming to y'all's first few shows, William would be looking like kind of pale, like he's not feeling great. I'd be like, "You okay, William?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good. I just had water and a Xanax." I was like, "Did you eat?" He was like, "No, man, I couldn't keep it down." I'm like, "Dude."
Yeah, what? Do you still get like that going on
No,
stage?
dude, it got so much easier.
Thank the
like,
Lord.
But in that year's time, dude, we were starting to play shows like every month and stuff like that. It got so much easier and stuff like that. And you just like, it just got so much
If we start
easier.
playing bigger shows, you're gonna start feeling bad again.
Yeah.
You know what? Good. You know what? Fucking good.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling, but like, Jesus Christ.
Yes. Okay, but it's funny. I take that back. The night that we played that. The night we recorded all that stuff at said bar where crazy shit happened, I did literally like 5 minutes before we went on stage. Went out, I told everybody I was gonna run to my truck and get something. I opened my door and I just puked and puked and like I just let it all go and I was like, but I'm good. I was like, but it was like, I feel good now.
You
I'm good now.
rallied.
I rallied. And dude, I came in there and honestly like. Everybody else may not have had a good show. I fucking killed it. I feel confident with my playing in that show?
Dude, here's the thing. I don't know what the fuck I was doing that day,
You were
but
drinking too much.
no, I drink at every show. Like,
Okay.
Drinks every day.
Yeah, you do.
I had a Bud Light for breakfast and a Marlboro cigarette. That's actually all I've had today.
You know what's funny? Right,
So hungry.
after our show at New Brooklyn, we need to make sure that this thing's still recording.
No.
Yep, we are.
It'd be funny if it was recording for hours.
Nope.
Just been shooting the shit for an
Yeah,
hour.
for real. But like, okay, but like, New Brooklyn that next night, we just finished and everything. We loaded back. Christopher rode home with me. Okay, and my mother was gracious enough. I can't say that word. Gracious enough to bring sub sandwiches. Christopher was hanging his head out of my window puking on the way home. Like, he was just like, it was so funny. He just like, stop. He just hangs his head out the window. Grow up. I remember he pulled his head back in and he was
Fucking
like,
Subway, dude. It killed me.
yeah, he pulled his head back in and he was like, I threw up.
I threw up.
Oh my god. Dude, I've seen that man vomit too many times. And only once has it been from drinking. We got off the bus in downtown Clemson one time and he gets ridiculously car sick. And the dude that was fucking driving the bus was a maniac. And we get off the bus, I just see him stumble over to a tree. Like, there's hundreds of people around. There you go. Let's go to the bar. Oh my god, man.
It happens.
We're gonna have to get him a couple bags if we go on tour.
Oh yeah.
Dude, yeah, I can't
Me
imagine.
too, dude. Like, I'm just as bad as him, if not worse.
Fucking Dramamine.
I'm just gonna sit there and just be like, alright, let's go.
But yeah, and then, okay, but the next thing we did was Havoc. That music video was a process and quite wild. We have some interesting stories that goes with that.
Yeah.
You
Havoc video was so great, can't remember a bit of it, but I'll never forget it.
dude, literally, like,
Neither does the Jameson.
As soon as I showed up there, I started feeling kind of not so great. And I was kind of just feeling a little bit kind of queasy all night and stuff. We were shooting it. We went to our Christopher and I worked at Creepy Hollow, which is near our town and stuff like that. And we know the people who work there. Christopher and I worked there. And Clayton has even worked out there a few times with us. And but they were gracious enough to like let us come and shoot our music video there. So that's why it's like kind of like there's a lot kind of going on. Granted, we thought we had thought the entire music video through, but truthfully, like, nobody knows what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
in it. But it's still fun.
It was a very big task.
I didn't know what was going on.
I didn't either.
I showed up and was like, alright, what am I doing?
We also threatened to leave a few times.
So yeah,
What? I don't know.
Scared the shit out of him.
And
They left all of the jump scare.
Shit, we stopped.
it's okay. Now we're back.
Okay.
We back. So after that, it was a long period of time between Havoc and Killing You Inside.
My hair grew a good bit.
Yeah.
Havoc was in January?
Yeah,
We filmed Havoc in January, came out in February, and then
It was in April when we started to do. No, it wasn't May. No, we did Killing You Inside.
we did that shit in July or June.
June.
Yeah.
I just remember it was
It came
hot.
out in July, I
Yeah.
think.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, because it came out like July 13th or something like that.
Havoc was
Because,
2019, right?
yeah.
The EP came out in
my
November,
Lord,
the end of
what?
November of 2019.
Time feels so weird right now.
I know.
This time last year, we were at Sean's.
Yes, we were.
Wow.
We need to be doing that right now.
Yeah, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. But like, I don't know, we've got a lot going on, and we decided we wanted to go ahead and get like one last thing for Broken Glass done, and like, yeah. When did it come out?
It did come out 2 months ago.
Yeah, man. Like,
Jesus.
that was a good one, too. I enjoyed that one.
Which one?
Killing You Inside.
Oh yeah, that one was a fun one to make. It
Yeah.
looked really good. Simple, really simple. And then we did Broken Glass, which was just we just wanted like a visualizer kind of
Honestly, broken glass, as far as shooting it is concerned, is the easiest shooting we've ever done. I think.
Shooting, yeah, but it wasn't the easiest to put together.
Yeah, that I'm sure was a bitch.
Yeah, Havoc was by far the most difficult one. Then right underneath that is definitely broken glass. Havoc corrupted on me like twice after I had worked like 8 hours.
That's a fucking pain in the ass.
It doesn't look like I put that much effort into it, but believe me, I do. Oh yeah, but yeah, we have, I don't know, we have a lot more to like do and a lot more to look forward to, and like now that we have this little bit of an audience here, I mean, I don't if this gets 100 views, like that's
more
great.
than
That's sick. And you know, we're gonna do little talking videos like this every once in a while. We're gonna do live action stuff. We're gonna hopefully have music coming out, you know, very soon. And yeah, it's all gonna like work out. Since we can't play shows right now, we're dedicating a lot of our time to like this, to writing and like, getting content out to keep you guys entertained. And hopefully, whenever all this is kind of like everything's kind of opened up again, we'll be able to come and see you guys. And you know, listen to our stuff on Spotify. That way, we can see where the listeners are at.
Yeah. We're pretty big in the Netherlands.
Yeah, Netherlands and I don't know, Dallas. Dallas is a big
Dallas,
one.
Houston, like a lot of Texas.
Yeah, a lot of Texas.
That's cool.
I'm cool with that. And Tara's from Texas.
I'd be big in Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, so this was kind of like just a rambling video. This wasn't exactly a podcast. Speaking of which, we may actually start doing a weekly podcast also, like just us talking and maybe over Discord, maybe in person. I don't know. But we're going to talk about that, and we're going to start doing a lot more, pumping a lot more stuff out. And yeah, please subscribe. I know this may be like kind of just a...
Like 70% of the people that watched our like previous stuff over the past like month or so aren't subscribed.
Yes.
So I mean, just you can subscribe. It's free. It's a button.
You can subscribe. It's free.
It's true. Worst case scenario, we just crowd your sub box a little bit, but
Yeah, exactly.
It's crowded.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, check out our music. Please continue listening to us and supporting us if you can.
Also, with the whole Bandcamp thing, don't forget about shouting that out.
Oh yeah, we will be doing a Bandcamp shout out. If you purchase our EP on Bandcamp,
Yeah,
we will say your username in a song at the end of the month. And I don't know which video that will be yet, but we're gonna do like just a quick song with saying all of your usernames, and Matthew's gonna be going as hard as he can. That's for sure.
We'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
Mindless.
Alright,
See what happens.
Thank you guys. Like I said, check everything out. Check out our merch shop. All that fun stuff.
Later.
Later, guys.